So I got a set of these GLA hoppers at York for like 25 bucks a piece, and it looks like the previous owner weathered them. So I'm gonna go through these and see what the weathering looks like. But I want to extend my coal train, and I'd like to see what condition these are in. So let's get to it. So I just went out to the layout and just took a look at my current crop of GLAs, and I do not have any of these numbers, so that's cool. So I'm looking at this guy's weathering job, and I'll probably scrub most of this off. I don't know what these are supposed to be, but you know, I have to admit, I'm not overly impressed with my own hopper weathering. As I do more of these, I've been taking more and more time to get them done a little more properly. So I don't know what this guy did. It almost looks like he kind of clear coated them first. There's been some sketchy repairs done to some of these. I don't know what this is. Was it hauling hot lava at one time? I don't know. I gotta figure out what that glue is and see how much of it I can remove. Here's another one. This one's got a little something coming out of it. I don't know what. It's pretty gnarly looking. So anyway, we'll get the pulling the coal loads out. I'm gonna take the trucks off. These are actually decent trucks. They're just kind of a pain to undo, to remove that lobster claw coupler there, so I can KDIze them. Let's take a look at the last one here and see how much work. Oh yeah, got a lot to do. Yeah, these are 25 bucks, but you can see why. So anyway, this has all the KD mount adapter hardware that Lionel supplied with these, and so that's a good thing. So yeah, we'll strip the coal loads out, get the trucks off them, and see if I can undo some of that glue first, and then see about scrubbing off some of this weathering. Here's that weird crappy glue I scraped off there. It was like chewed bubble gum or something. It was nasty. So combination of yanking it with pliers, cutting on it, scraping it, dremeling it. It was nasty stuff. So here's what these crusty GLAs look like after the first pass of the initial cleaning. I had taken them into the sink and scrubbed them with dishwashing liquid and some fine steel wool. And I even went as far as to take some isopropyl alcohol and kind of scrubbed them down. And that's what gave me this white chalky stuff. This is what dull coat does. When you touch it with alcohol, it turns into this chalky white stuff. And you can continue to scrub it off, or you could even get brave and use a tiny bit of lacquer thinner. And I ended up doing that, and that's why these cars are like streaky looking as far as the sheen. So it was a real adventure to get them to this point. And you can see the interior. Look at that. That's some of that glue that guy used. And he broke all the braces out of them. You know, that one looked not too bad, but these are definitely going to keep their coal loads. So yeah, this was the first pass. These things were really crusty, but you know, the exteriors, once I got the glue off the bottoms, they really weren't too bad. Some of them had a little bit of CA and some thumbprints and other crap on there, but this is what we were looking like after the first pass of cleaning and scrubbing. So I bought this grimy black somewhere not too long ago as a possible replacement for my Model Masters, and I decided to try using it on this car experimentally. So, you know, I'd spray it on pretty heavily, and then I would wipe it off with a damp sponge here, and just to see if I could get this initial kind of wash look going. Alrighty, guys, let's do a little layout color test. I don't know. It might be getting there. I don't know what that color is on the inside, but Jury's still out, I think. Let's see what we got. Man, that looks terrible. So here's what it looked like after I did all that scrubbing and scraping and stuff like that. I had gotten most of that chalkiness off from the original dull coat and all the other multiple colors I discovered as I cleaned these. So we were almost there. I thought I was done at this point, but I did do some other stuff afterwards. I was just not happy with some of the colors I got. This is just before I did all the dry brushing and stuff like that. So anyway, before I show you the end product, I'll show you what I did with the trucks. So the trucks from this era really were pretty nice looking from the side. They got nice riding qualities and stuff. The only thing is they're kind of a pain to remove the 3-rail coupler from. So the easiest thing to do is to just zap across here with a Dremel and cutting wheel, and that frees this whole assembly out and you can just pitch it. So I got a pile here to do, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. See, here it is zapped out. And then basically this should just fall right out like that. All right, here we are. I got all my trucks and knuckle couplers separated. All right, so once I had the trucks and couplers sorted, I used Lionel's hardware they supplied for the Katy mounts. There was one more pass with the weathering, and this was the finishing touches. And I was still not happy. They were way too chalky looking. You know, I went through all the trouble to get all that stuff off, and then I put it right back on somehow. So this was not quite the final pass. And here I'm pointing out missing hardware and all that stuff. But and then you can see the condition of the underside of these cars after I yanked all that glue out of there. So one more pass on these guys. I'll show you here in a second. All right, so this is the final result. I took a couple back to the shop and scrubbed off that chalky look with some Windex and some fine steel wool, wiped them down, and then carefully reapplied some grimy black. And I was really kind of cranky about using up my precious grimy black on these cars, considering what they were. So this is kind of the end result. And here's an older car I did, and another one behind it. I'm not a big fan of my own hopper weathering. Like I said, it's something I want to spend more time doing in the future, but this project was kind of like, you know, it was kind of a side project. I got these cars really cheap, and you can see why. So anyway, that's it. I think I'm done here.